You ready?
Another fine day, another wonderful day, another beautiful day, and we get together and have conversations. We get together and we talk. We get together and we talk to people who have done things, who are doing things in our community, people who are here to do more for our community. It's been a beautiful journey, and not find like when you walk into some place and then people walk up to you and then oh, I saw this segment and I like what you guys talked about this or that and but I wish I be there for day. I've asked the question or that question it means people are paying attention. And that is what we want. If you cannot comment, send us an inbox. If you cannot send us an inbox, when you meet us for a normal join our website, let us talk about it. Until that day, you get hard to catch you don't have a phone camera. Then we'll have a good conversation. Man of God, welcome.
Hi, how are you doing? It's always a
No,
pleasure to be here with you.
yeah. I think the pleasure is mine, and thank you very, very much for creating time every now and then for and wanting to do this. So, by the way, I see you wearing the beautiful Toride outfit. Thank you again for wearing the outfit.
Yeah, we must learn to sponsor our own. So by wearing this is just a sign of showing that we can, in our own little way, help to promote and foster whatever you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you're already doing a lot. You coming to sit here every now and then is already huge for me, and thank you very much. Um, by the way, before we jump into that, I might take my phone and share. Yeah, and thank everyone we don't do watch. Thank
Yeah,
everyone. With,
yeah, this thing, move there. This,
yeah, my taxi day. Yeah, I think every person we don't do watch. It's going to be another fine segment. You don't want to talk about friends. Want to talk about family because now one other topic that for community we it's crazy. Sometimes you feel like this person is your friend until you start like okay, wait till it happen. Sometimes you feel like the person a family, and then you like damn, wait till it happen. Sometimes persons they will not even expect that they will treat you more like a friend or like a family. So I don't always get that concern. I don't always want to know which Bible actually get and we talk about who be friend, who be family, how to manage relationship with friends, how to manage relationship with family. It's very, very important. What I would like or not, it's very, very important to know how. First of all, for know the definition of who a friend can be, and then how to manage them, especially when things go south. Uh, Mashire link with you, I think.
okay.
Yeah. So right now, the one show go for share. If you're watching us, please go ahead and share. Yeah. When I know say don't still I should don't say I do to read it right. Yeah, but when I did for talk with man of God, I need the joke because now one big learning experience for me. Yeah, now one of the segment the way like I be tell some person the other day, he be tell me say he like the way I be passionate about this, the way I dey invest and all of that. I tell say now say when I only look and I say okay, they for Facebook or they make videos and blah blah blah. I say I tell one which I don't learn all these years talking to different people. And when I notice the caliber of people I bring or even the kind of conversations we have. A conversation where if you pay attention, it will build you so well. Yeah, a conversations where if you pay attention, you learn a lot. So me, I need play with them. I need play with these moments. Yeah. So, uh, yeah. Oh God. Yep. Now give me 1 second and go ahead. If you watch, also you can go ahead and share. Okay. I know what I don't say now.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So, uh,
No.
Don't forget to share with a few friends and family, and then we will jumpstart the conversation. Like I said, for me, it's that moment where I learn, that moment where I ask questions where I don't always get them from my mind. And I expect you also will watch, you get your own questions where you want to ask them. If you go ahead and ask, that is how we grow. That is how we build. We don't tire for the she don't for back. The only grumble, the only frown face.
Okay.
Oh, why this no be that? Why no be that? No be that? Why these people no? We don't set up a platform where if you ever don't get any concern, if you one of that person's the way you feel like you know to go to church or you know like you church for whatever reasons, this is where you can always come to have conversations, open conversations, about anything. If you know if you get clarification for here, then that time if you carry and go now for another side. Yeah, man of God. Once more, welcome to Toride.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. I always look forward to this day.
What to be how to talk? What people they talk about the segment? Maybe a few people they watch and.
I get a few, even strange enough, I get some co-worker them who I be least expect say they watch them. They say, "Hey, I saw you on your program. It was a good program."
Okay.
Yeah. I get a couple of people. Then I even get one of my friends who is in Belgium, and he was here a couple of weeks ago to visit, and he said he would love to be here when this program is being aired.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoever invited him,
he came. He was with me, but the day that I was here, he actually traveled that day to California.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so he was not able to attend.
Wow.
But I'm sure when next he comes here, I will make sure that I create time to do it when he's here. Yeah, so that we can do it together.
Wow. That'd be beautiful. The topic today are friends/family. What would be a definition first? You personally, your definition of friend. A friend.
A friend to me is someone that you hold close at heart. A friend is someone that you can confine in. Confining meaning that whatever you have as you may want to call a secret, you can release that information to that person, and you are assured that that person will not transfer that information to another person.
Without your authorization?
Regardless, they will not. If they have to tell somebody, they will tell you, but anything you confine in them in confidence, they will keep it. Yeah, that's a friend.
Now the same definition Bible get and two of a friend?
Because for Bible knows, when Bible talk about a friend, it talk about when it talk about types of love. It talks about the love way you feel get for a friend. There is no clear-cut, to the best of my knowledge, there is not actually a clear-cut definition of a friend. But in the Bible, David had a friend, Jonathan, was David's very close friend that confined him, despite the fact that his father was the king, but he still held him in high esteem and kept their secrets together. So there are people who are friends in the Bible. Yeah, but the Bible does not give you a clear-cut definition of a friend is this, but the way it tries to explain who a friend is, it tells you under the lines which you can treat someone as a close person, yeah, who is not a blood relative.
Now, friends, family, is there any difference between someone being a friend and someone being a family?
A family is, you can decide who can be your friend, but you cannot decide which family you are coming from. A family is where you are born into. A friend is, let me use this word, a friend is an attachment that you create by yourself. So you didn't write any letter to your parents to be born, but you can decide amongst people who you want to be your friend.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. I like that. Now, is it necessary for we to, maybe because I go to church, forget friends inside a church? Or have you just decide when I go to the church, I do whatever I wanted to do and I leave?
You see, the first thing that most people fail to understand is a church is not a building.
Mhm.
The building is not actually the church. The believers in that building constitute the church. And if you have a body of believers who are worshiping in the same place, I think and I believe it's but normal that you will have a type of relationship.
Mhm.
So when you talk of friendship, friendships are in categories. So, but if you are fellowship in a place, you should have at least a walking, talking relationship with the people you are fellowshipping with. Because no man is an island. You may need an information, or you may have a problem,
Mhm.
and someone in that environment could be the person that you could reach out to be able to help you. Because depending on how big your church is, there are some churches that have all sorts of people in different walks of life.
Yeah.
So if you have a situation and you have somebody in the church that is in the line of duty of what you are seeking an inquiry of, it is a good platform for you to relate with that person. And most often, when you are relating with somebody from the church, it's different from when you are relating with somebody out there in the street. Because the man that you are relating with, that you are in the same church, first they consider you as brothers or sisters. So there is a different relationship. There is a different way that you will communicate with them. Yeah, than someone that you've not just known.
That's true. Man of God, what are some of the qualities we should look for if we are wanting to build friendship with someone, to make someone our friend?
Okay. One of the first thing you have to do if you have to select someone to be your friend, I believe that you should first take a look at your own lifestyle and look at the person's lifestyle. Try to match and see if your lifestyles walk line in line. Because it's hard for somebody who goes to club every weekend to be a friend with someone who does not go to club. So there are certain things that you have to take into perspective before you select someone your friend. And there are different circumstances that lead people to become friends. Many of us have friends which we built from childhood because we went to similar schools. And because we went to similar schools, we spent many years together. We learned to interact and did things together. And we've bonded together. So that is a different type of friendship. There is a friendship which you have at a place of work. And when it comes to friends, it is not everybody that is your friend. There are people that are acquaintances. And in our community, we are using friendship as a blanket term to consider everybody your friend. Everybody is not your friend. You may have lots of acquaintances. And in real life, at any given point in time, you can truly and only have one or two people that you may consider a friend. And the person that you choose to consider a friend, that person too should choose you to be a friend. Because most of us, the people we term them to be our friends, they do not consider us to be their friends. They have their own friends. But we think they are our friends. So when something happens and they don't show up the way we're expecting them to show up, we become mad. And sometimes we are frustrated. The reason we are frustrated is because the term of our friendship was never actually defined. So we got used to and became comfortable with someone, and we thought that person was our friend. So that is why many people run into problems. There are people who have made it a point that everybody at their job is their friend. At your job, there are certain things that you can discuss with people at your job. They are not your friends. They are your working mates. Because most often, when you leave that job, that friendship ends. The person that is your friend, a friend is someone that you can call at any time. And when you call them, you know in your knowers that when you call them, they will respond. A friend, even if they cannot respond, when they tell you the reason why they cannot respond to your need, you will not be angry with them. People become frustrated with others because they are not true friends. You can do something for somebody 100 times, 99 times, and the day you fail to do something, that person is mad with you. He should not be mad with you because you cannot attend to the person all the time.
That's true.
So you can graduate your friendship. It's just like if you have an occasion and people show up on the occasion. There are people who sacrifice to come to your occasion.
Very true.
There are people who do not sacrifice. If I'm off on a weekend and I come to your occasion, that's no sacrifice.
Yep.
But if I have to take off specifically to come for your occasion, that is a sacrifice which is worth knowing of. So many a times, because people show up, we think that because they show up, they are our friends. There are many people who do not who show up not because of you. They showed up because of other people who had to be there.
Wow.
So they make your occasion to be a meeting point, but you think they are there for you. But they are not there for you. They are there for their own different socialization. That is why when an occasion is taking place and you, the host of the occasion, you are speaking, there are other people speaking. The reason why they are speaking is because they are not actually there for you. Because if they are there for you, they want to hear what you are saying.
Yeah.
Because what you are saying does not mean anything to them, so they can freely carry out their own conversation.
Wow. Man, what happens if when you, because let me ask you first of all this question. When Jesus decided to go to, I think that was Zacchaeus, not Lazarus, to Zacchaeus' house, was that more of this is my family or this is my friend, or what was the relationship for you?
Which one? Because
the one where we climb for tree.
Zacchaeus.
And then Zacchaeus say, I'll go for a house. The tax guy.
The tax collector.
Yeah.
Jesus was trying to prove a point. He was trying to make people to understand that he did not come for the people who are up here. He came for sinners. Zacchaeus was considered a sinner. He was a tax collector, and most of the people did not like him. You know, when it comes to taxes, they believe that he's taking their taxes.
Yeah.
He has all these things. Why should Jesus go visit him? But Jesus went to his house to go give him salvation because Zacchaeus heard that Jesus was coming. He climbed up the tree to look unto Jesus, and Jesus called him down. When he came down and Jesus said he was going to dine in his house, when he went in his house, the simple fact that Jesus came to Zacchaeus' heart transformed him, and he was ready to give back everything that he had taken from people. So Jesus is trying to make us to understand that friendship must not necessarily be based on level. It does not mean that because you are rich, your friend should be a rich man. You can equally have a friend who is not as rich as you, but that friend has something to offer. And friendship is not only based on what somebody can offer, but most of our friendships nowadays is based on what people can offer. That is why when whatever the person was offering ceases to exist, that friendship too ceases to exist.
I want to ask you, is it a bad thing to make friends based on that? Like, hey, it's based on what you can offer. If you cannot offer something, let me go look for somebody who can offer something, and then I can also. Is it a bad thing?
Let me tread with caution here. So, when you are making friendship based on what somebody can offer, it means that that friendship is a contract. You have a secret agenda. You have terms of the friendship, meaning that if that terms do no longer exist, that friendship would cease to exist. But a friend need not have any attachment. A friend should be somebody that you can freely discuss anything with. A friend should be somebody that you are comfortable in their space. A friend should be somebody that if something is bothering you and you need someone to just air out your grievance, you can come to them and speak to them and they will not judge you. So this is not based on conditions. So a friendship should not be based on condition. Intimacy of friendship is bond, is something that you build and is grown over time. You don't develop friendship overnight. Friendship is something that is being nurtured and it grows and it blossoms. That is why a true friend can come to your house at any time, feeling comfortable, knowing that if I come to Mr. A's house, even if Mr. A had to go to bed, but because I came there, Mr. A will be able to listen to me. If Mr. A cannot listen to me, then there will be a genuine reason for Mr. A not listening to me.
Wow. Thank all those who they watch. Guys, if you have any question, the topic or the conversation today is friends. Or we'll talk about friends. We'll talk a little bit about family also, because nowadays, like man of God talk, we throw these words around, and then when it come back to bite us, we start crying, oh, now my friend, I consider you the family, and were they really your friend? Or you be actually just chook skin, and then it reach a play where you realize, okay, this man I actually consider my friend, but he be consider me a friend. Man of God.
Yes.
Jesus and his disciples, and what was their relationship, friends or family?
At the beginning, when Jesus chose the disciples, he chose them as the ones that he was going to pour out himself to them.
Yeah.
And they will be the one through whom they will carry his message around the world.
Yeah.
But Jesus never called them friends till towards his end. Towards the end, before he could go to cross, after he had built that relationship with them, he said, I can call you now my friends.
Okay.
The reason I'm calling you now my friends is because whatever information I have, I can freely give all that information unto you. So by the time Jesus left the world, the disciples were his friends. Jesus had his own brothers. Apart from some of them were disciples, but Jesus had his brothers. Jesus had family. There was an instant at one point where Jesus was teaching and preaching, and the mother, Mary, came with the brothers and sisters, came looking for him. And when they went to tell him that your mother and brothers are looking for you, Jesus asked, who is my mother? Then my brothers are these ones that are with me. So he had a close relationship with those, his disciples. So they were his friends.
So technically what he was saying is sometimes you can be friends with someone and it graduates to becoming, they graduate to becoming family.
You can have a close relationship with a friend which is more intense than a family. Because before Jesus, when Jesus was on the cross, Jesus handed over his mother, Mary, to John. The Bible describes John as a disciple that Jesus loved. So you had John is one of those that Jesus, like, amongst friends, there is a friend. John was one of those friends that Jesus, they had that close relationship. So Jesus handed his mother to John. The reason he handed his mother to John is because of their relationship. And he knew John, and he knew that handing his mother over to John, John would play the role of a son like he would have played had it been he was alive.
Man of God, now Jesus built a relationship with these people, and towards the end, he even called them a family. He called them friends. But along the line, we see the one with Dinai, we see the one with Iseli, and many other things. What could be the reason why, even after building relationship with people will know you, people will don't see you do things and all of that, someone you consider a friend will even go to that extent of betraying you or denying you? How this is even for our community today?
You know, we have two types of friends. You have a platonic friend, which is just a friend. And you have a friend that it is not just a normal friendship, but this friendship is based upon your spirit. You share the same spirit. When I say you share the same spirit, you have the same beliefs, you believe in the same God. His pain becomes your pain because your friend will feel your pain. His pain becomes your pain becomes his pain. So you have this tight, niche friendship, which grows to become more of a brotherhood than just friendship. You have brothers that are not close. You have sisters that are not close. But you have friends that are very close.
Very true.
You have situations where you have husbands and wives that are not close. But you have a husband could be so close to somebody that is willing to tell that person all of his or her secret and not share it with the other person. So it's based on how you feel for that person. Because friendship, it comes to a level where there's feelings, there's exchange. That once that exchange and feeling is taking place, you behave differently. It's just like you are in the church.
Yeah.
Not everybody in the church are friends. Amongst those in the church, you have some people who are more close to others than others. But what most people fail to understand is that is life. You cannot be friends with everybody. But the Bible says, if possible, be at peace with all men. You should be able to tolerate people regardless of their choices in life. Because sometimes our lives as itself, or not even sometimes, we as believers, our lives are living epistles which have not been written, but we are writing it ourselves. So people can look at our lifestyle and from that lifestyle, try to draw a line on who they feel and think they can relate with and work with, depending on how they decide their own lives to be.
I want to ask you, especially for people they in a serious relationship or they're married or something, is it even fair to be married to someone yet to have someone out of that relationship who you consider a best friend?
It is not fair. But the reason why some people go out there is because their partner may have failed them. You have some men who cannot keep secrets. Like you have some women who cannot keep secrets. I say this most often. That's the best secret is the secret you never told anybody. Because now you are not sure who you are speaking to. Because the person you may be considering your friend and sharing that secret to will take that your secret and go share it to another person.
They consider their friend.
And that person is their friend. And that friend too has another friend. Then all of a sudden, your private information has become a public information.
Wow.
But if you have a wife that is truly a wife, or a husband that is truly a husband, and you've grown in your relationship, and that relationship, you people have bonded and you've become friends, meaning that whatever you disclose to that other person, you sleep at peace knowing that that information is not going anywhere. Even if you go somewhere, they are speaking about that particular information, you are confident that that information did not come from this person. But there are many relationships that they cannot keep that friendship tied together because there is lack of trust, and trust is built trust is not something that happens overnight. You start by releasing little information and see how that person can preserve your information.
Yeah.
There is a story growing up that I heard. There was this man who got married to his wife. And on the day they got married, he took an egg that was painted, well designed, and gave it to the wife and said, "This is my heart. I'm giving you my heart for you to keep because I treasure you and I know you are the only person that can keep my heart." He handed his heart over to his wife. They were for many years, and the wife preserved that heart of his. And there was a day they had a heated argument and debate. And she turned and looked at him and said, "This your heart that I've been keeping for all these years. Each time I'm tempted to break it, but something holds me, but today you will surely die." And she bashes the egg down. After she did, the man turned and looked at her and said, "So truly,
if that was my
heart, that is how you were going to treat my heart." So many of us, we give our hearts to people to keep. But when we least expect, they crack our hearts and we live in perpetual pain for the rest of our lives. Because when you release an information to somebody, you release that information in confidence.
Yeah.
And if it's an information that someone had told you to, and they confide in you in confidence, and you said, "Anyway, this is my wife, let me try to brainstorm to see if there is if the advice that I gave was a good advice, or if there's something better that I could have done to make the situation better." You disclose that information in confidence. And your wife sits behind and goes and tells the friend. And before that person realizes their private information has become public, what have you done? You have shattered somebody's heart, which is not a good thing.
Man of God, do you even think we have true friends out there?
They are.
You sure?
Yes.
Winning now, probably your wife or your husband.
They are.
Gotta see that.
The reason I say they have good friends out there is because, do you have a dollar bill? Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
You know, wherever there is an original, there is a counterfeit.
Okay.
For a counterfeit to exist, there should be an original.
Okay.
Regardless of how untrustworthy people are in this world, there are still some people out there who have friends.
Wow.
Friends that they can rely and relate on.
Wow.
So if somebody tells you that it's hard, but they exist.
We're going to take a small break, and then after that break, we'll come back and continue this beautiful conversation.
You know what? I was watching this video on Torty, and his name is Charles, and he's of the CHN Advisors, and he has like so much knowledge. And I felt like now that I'm, kind of diving into this new venture and things like that, that my taxes are going to be important. But more so, like the man talks about financial wealth within our community and how to build it, and I feel like, one, I need to watch more of his videos to kind of get some more information and background, but he's been doing this for 26 years. So he started, I think, in Africa, and then he said he went to Europe, and now he's in the US. And it's cool because he's basically trying to educate us in things about tax strategy and building wealth and basically being a financial advisor. It's something that as a business owner now, it's important because you have to take pride in that, because you really can't trust what other people say and the advice of the past, because everything is changing so much. So do me a favor, go watch these videos, and then let's dial back in. Let's see what we can figure out.
Thank everyone who's watching. I hope that small advert makes more sense. When you get time, maybe after this live, go out there, check out the individual, check out what they're doing in our community. Now the people in that way, they keep this place running. My people in that way, they make sure we pay bills, we buy new equipment, we invest in different projects. Like I said, after the live, if you get some more time, go out and check out what they're doing. Man of God.
Yes.
What do the Bible, or what do you think about conflict resolution, especially when it comes to friends? Because sometimes you have a friend, you have somebody maybe you build this wonderful relationship with, especially for a very long time, and then they do this thing where you know if you really believe in that, then they do them. But at the end of the day, there is supposed to be a way forward. Which do you think should be the best route when it comes to friends and conflicts?
So when it comes to conflict resolution, many things come to play. There are some people whom, when they are angry, you don't want to talk to them at that time.
Yeah, I'll be one.
So if you've built that relationship with somebody and you consider them your friend, you know the appropriate time to bring up something. Sometimes it's all about timing. It's timing and location. Most of us do not know where to address certain issues, and we don't know how certain issues can be addressed. And if you've done a friend bad, you should be able to man up to say, I am sorry. And it's very hard for most people to say, I am sorry. It's because people find it difficult to say, I am sorry.
Is it because they don't value their friends or what?
It's a matter of ego. Some people think that if they say, I am sorry, it belittles them. But by you saying, I'm sorry, it does not belittle you. It makes you a bigger person. Because you are able to accept your mistake and acknowledge your mistake. Because there is a difference between having a problem and the person that created the problem acknowledging and accepting that there was actually a problem, and somebody who does not even identify and accepts that there was a problem. So these are two different situations. You have some friends that something will happen and they'll try to justify why that thing happened. Instead of them looking at it from your angle and acknowledging and accepting that they committed an error and try to seek forgiveness and seek for a better way for that thing to be resolved. They'll try to justify why it was done. So it's not every time that when you have a friend and you have a dispute that you can solve the problem immediately. But once you've breached trust with somebody, it takes time for that person to heal, depending on what happened.
Do you think it would be fair at one point in time to say, you know what, I thought this person was my friend, even after 10 years, after 20 years, I thought they were my friend, but after numerous circumstances, I have come to the conclusion that they are not a friend, they don't want to be a friend, they are not a friend, so I should cut them off. Is it a fair thing to do?
So what you do with such people is you may not necessarily have to cut them off, you make them your acquaintance, so you decide what information you disburse to them. You can still keep them, but you are keeping them as acquaintance. You're not keeping them as friends. Your private and secret information, treasured information, you don't share it with them.
For the record, just tell me the small difference what you think say dey between, because now like we talk, we throw out that word a lot. Oh, now my friend that, oh, now my friend that. Whereas we actually just presenting a bunch of acquaintances to people thinking they are friends. What's be the difference for you between an acquaintance and a friend?
An acquaintance is anybody that you've met and they don't know any personal thing about you. They just know generals. So you meet in social gatherings. You don't exchange visits. You may not necessarily exchange phone calls or things like that. They know nothing about your family dealings. But each time you meet, you can socialize. They never call you, you never call them. But whenever you meet, you have something to say based on that occasion or whatever is going on around the community. But a friend is somebody that is close to heart. A friend is somebody that is dear to you. A friend is someone that if you have something going on either good or bad. You rejoice together and you sorrow together. You exchange, you call each other. Your families know each other. When they see that person, most often, the next person that they'll be looking to see
is you.
Is the other person. They've developed that bond, that friendship, that closeness, that tightness, that when you go to a place and you see one of them in one angle, you are expecting to see the other one in another part in that same occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend is someone that you can freely tell them anything without them judging you. Because when you speak to a friend is not only receiving what you are telling them, he's also processing what you are telling them and trying to empathize and reason with you.
Mm-hmm.
But most often we have people that we call friends that are very judgmental. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to release information to them. A true friend should be someone that you can freely call them and say, hey boy, now the thing already happened. But let me make this clear. You should not be discussing your spouse with your friend. The relationship between a husband and wife is different from a relationship of two friends. So if you have an issue going on with your wife, don't hastily take it to someone you call your friend, because they may become judgmental. It's just like don't take information hastily to your family, because when you resolve your problem, they may not have resolved that problem. So your relationship with your wife should be between you and your wife and God. If you have problems, learn to pray through your problems. And the reason why most people have problems is not actually problems, it's a matter of communication. Two people are talking, nobody's listening. So one person should be able to listen to understand where the other person is coming from. And we should be patient with each other.
You brought up the whole idea of relationship, your spouse at home and then friends outside. There are some people who are so happy when they say, oh, my husband or my wife are my best friend and this and that and that. Sometimes I ask myself, like, what do you mean they are best friend? They're already your spouse. Actually, you guys are sharing more than even secrets and this and that. So why you strive for paint the picture of? But then they really struggle for explain for me why this person is not just my husband, now more of a friend, my best friend, and this and that.
Okay, so
what did they try to do here?
There is a difference. You can be married to somebody that is not your friend.
Jesus Christ.
There are people who are married for different reasons. Somebody may marry you because you have money. So in that situation, that person does not love you. They are there because of your money. Somebody may marry you because of your looks.
Or family, we don't talk so now more married.
There are some people who are married because of family influence. This family, they don't make arrangement before they born you, say, I'm a pikin go marry a pikin. So when they pikin, they're big now, they know like themselves, they force them together, make them married, then they create bombshell for house. So for a couple to be successful, they have to build that friendship tide. The friendship tide grows over time. And how do you build your friendship tide with your spouse? The way you build a friendship tide with your spouse is by spending time with the person. You cannot call me your friend and you don't spend time with me. And part of friendship is that I have to like what you like, and you like what I like. Or not necessarily, let me not use like, enjoy what you enjoy.
Yeah.
So if you are married in a house and your wife has certain programs on TV that she loves, You have to learn to watch those programs with your wife. That helps to bring conversation and communication in the house. And your wife, vis-a-vis, if you are a sports fan and you like watching soccer, you introduce your wife to soccer so both of you can sit and watch soccer and enjoy soccer together. So this helps you in the sense that you may not necessarily have to go out there all the time to go meet people to watch a soccer game. But because you have a close friend at home, that both of you can speak from sense to nonsense. When there is a football game, both of you will sit, you know the players, and you discuss. So you see there is never a dull moment in the house. But if your wife loves to do something and you don't join her to do what she likes, and she doesn't join you to do what you like, what happens is sometimes you people don't have anything to talk about in the house.
When I start finding friends first.
So you start looking for friends who share common interests with you. And the reason you look for them is because it's not in the house. But you can always create that environment in your house.
You just talk palava soccer. I watched some video today, make me laugh. Actually, it's a couple. They watch football. The guy is a football fan, and then the spouse don't know anything. So he ask her, why that person hold ball with hand? Why that person go? The man is struggle with extend, do an offside. Why they go for make offside?
That is the fun. The man should not struggle. That should be the fun part of it. So because she is asking, it means she is engaging, she is interested.
Yeah.
So it's your position to tell her.
Yeah.
It's different from when she just comes and sits and she's just looking like a picture.
Yeah.
But if she's asking, then it gives room for you to engage and say, hey, this one's on a corner kick.
Yeah.
This one a handball. This one a penalty. This one a offside. So next time when you're watching the game, she may see something that you did not see.
Yeah. Why they not get that offside now?
Yes, and you get into a conversation.
Yeah.
So if you engage yourselves in things like that, you develop that bond and friendship. Unfortunately, most married people are not friends. You can know that most married people are not friends is because, especially for men, when you find a man that is married and he spends all his time outside of his house, he goes to work, works for 8 or 10 hours, he gets off work, he goes to a bar or a circuit, then he's a stranger to his house.
Yeah.
He does not have a friend. But people who have friends at home, when they get off work, what do?
They rush to their friend.
They go to their home. Because it's not every building that is a home. Most buildings are houses that are harboring two strangers. Some of them are in that house because they have kids. In the absence of kids, they will no longer be in the house. The test of a true marriage is not when the kids are still living with them. The test of a true marriage is when you've grown kids and they have left the house. That is when you see a successful marriage. So all this celebration of 10, 20, 15, 30 years of marriages.
Now be patient.
Be patient. That is why many times you see people celebrate 20 years. After they go do the celebration, the next thing they are separated. Because there were two people living in the same house. What brought them together was their kids. Once the kids leave now they discover that, we two are strangers, we don't have nothing to say. So people should learn to engage with each other. And your kids are your kids notwithstanding, but your kids have their own role. You and your spouse should create time for yourself. Enjoy each other. Create fun moments for both of you. So even in the absence of the kids, you can have that fun. So that's why you see people don't like going to their homes. And the problem too is Mr. B sees Mr. A spending 4 hours in a bar. He comes and joins Mr. A and he has a happy home. What he's failing to understand is Mr. A is in the bar because he's afraid to go home. But he's coming to join him thinking that Mr. A is enjoying life. So it's not everything that we see people do, that the reason that they are doing it is for what we think that they are doing it. People do things for different reasons. So before you do anything, make sure you understand why you are doing it. Don't just do it because you see other people doing it. Because the people that may be doing the same thing that you are doing, they may not be doing it because of your reason.
Wow. Man of God, we'll take another small break and then we'll come back. I got a question I want to ask you, especially about friends and work.
Okay.
Are you a business owner who do not have a website yet, or are you somebody that has a website but do not know how to maintain, how to secure that website? Or are you somebody that has a business idea in mind but do not know where to start, where to go? Well, this video is for you, and you have been missing on a lot of potential clients, a lot of visibility, and many more. Hey, my name is Chanel, and I am the co-founder and COO of MCGNS. We not only build websites for you guys, but we also maintain those websites, redesign those websites. So even if you have a website that needs to be revamped, redesigned, we do that for you. So how about you focusing on growing your business, growing your product, and we do everything for you. If this video is for you, please reach out at www.mcgns.tech, and we will do everything for you. See ya.
Yeah, if you are actually a business and a business in our community, start thinking about doing things professionally. We don't tell how the way we be do business back home. Where people they pay more, call for phone, for negotiate this, negotiate that, pay money the way or no. Set up a website, set up a beautiful website where people don't only go there to see what you're doing. It brands you differently, but also people go there to make payments. And trust me, you save yourself a whole lot of headache. And when you set up this website, make sure you set up the website with a competent company. Set up the website with people that they understand what they do. And they not only help you set up a website, if you help you protect and protect the website. Now, I'll show you a little bit experience, small experience I got a few days ago. Toyota has a website, though I need to use it in that way, but I just felt like I needed to have a website. And I just wake up the other day, I noticed they don't charge my card some crazy amount of money. And then when I check, it show what recurring payment. Now I know all my recurring payment, I know how much it for be. But then when you open your card and they see some crazy amount of money and they say recurring, I start to say maybe na scam, maybe na hackers, they don't hack my bank card and this and that. And so however, I try to call my bank, try to go for my bank, try to check this and that. And then finally come back for house, look one or two things. I realized this. So the people who host my website don't decide for cancel the plan I'll be there on, and then they upgrade me and then charge me more. And then not only charge me more, when I even try to talk for them, say, hey, why would you do that without my consent and this and that and that and that? They say, oh, yeah, that's the situation, blah, blah, blah. I said, but I'm so angry, I feel like I should just cancel everything with you guys. So the guy where I talk to them, he say, yeah, if you cancel, but if you cancel, you don't get any refund. The best option for you now for downgrade. So you take something that is less than what you actually where you actually sign up for, but then you even pay more money than what you'll be signed up for. I talk about websites. A good reason why the video when I just come up for watch MCDNS. It's a wonderful company I'm looking to start working with because I don't already try them with other people. I get friends that they use them, and not only their prices they be very good, but the work we will do for your website and your branding, it's just wonderful. Man of God.
Yes, sir.
Deep about friends. So you have a problem with a friend and they stabbed you really bad. They did something really, really bad to you. And then they come back to say, oh, it was a work of the devil. Forgive me and this and that and that. What do you think we should do in that situation?
You know, there is apology and there is sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can apologize to you, but they are not sorry for what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be able to look past what the person did to know the intent of the apology.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a blanket apology, or is the person truly sorry for what they did? Because sometimes a friend may hurt you not because they decided to hurt you, they did not hurt you intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the things you have to take into considerations when you start to decide what action you will take.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody who can deliberately decide to inflict pain on you. That is different
mm-hmm.
from someone who did something in the process of doing it, their intent was not to inflict pain on you.
Mhm.
But the end result resulted that you have pain.
Mhm.
That is why there is a difference between your action and your intent.
Mhm.
Most often we judge people based on their action. But sometimes we have to bypass action and judge people also based on their intent.
Intent.
So if somebody does something wrong to you, you want to find out why they did it,
Mhm.
not because they did it. In an attempt to find out why they did it, you could end up getting an information which you may not have had. Somebody may have released a pertinent information that you might have given them.
Mhm.
But the process in which they release it could have been that they might have been discussing about something,
Mhm.
and from a slip of tongue, based on what they were discussing, that your thing came as an example. They might have given it as an example, not necessarily citing you.
Mhm.
But by you hearing that thing somewhere else, you thought that they gave the information and gave it like you were the person that gave it. So there are many things that we have to take into consideration when there is a problem. We don't just hear that there is a problem and we dive.
Mhm.
We have to try to dissect the problem and try to see what actually happened, the intent, what could have been done better.
Mhm.
So it's not every friend that may have done something wrong to you that they did it to hurt you.
Mhm.
But there are some people who do things maliciously, that the purpose of them doing it is for them to inflict pain on you because you might have done something that might have hurt them.
What if a friend says, I wanted to do this, I want to do this, may hurt you, so may you know how it feel?
If somebody does that to you, then that is not a friend. If I hurt you and you deliberately decide to do something to hurt me, you are not my friend. The reason why I hurt you and we continued the friendship was because both of us were of the understanding that that particular issue had been resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So we understood and believed that we were still walking in the line of friendship. But if both of you are not walking in the line of friendship, then there is a problem. And a serious problem, of course.
Yeah. Man of God, I don't want to fire the question the cookie book or start touch 1 hour. What about the situation? Because people always get this tendency to say, my friend and my friend, if you be my friend, if fire there for my house, you get for first come who quench am before you ask me what happened. So it means if I fight with some person, you just have to join me fight that person first before after the fight you don't beat the person there, you ask me say what happened.
No, that's not how friendship works. That's not how friendship works. If you have a situation with somebody, my problem is not to come there and join you to fight that person. My problem is to come there and try to resolve what you have. It's not to come and join you. Because by the time I'm coming, I don't even know why you people have a problem. What if you are wrong?
No matter, me and you are friends, you just for join me.
I must not join. You being my friend does not mean that if you did something out of ignorance or foolishness, I should join you, making both of us to be fools. No, that's not right. One person should be a better person to bring the other person to direction. That is why that is your friend. Yeah. Your friend should be someone who is able to tell you without you being angry that, hey, bo, this thing will do so you'll be wrong. Yeah. But any person that is not willing to accept their mistake or direction or correction from somebody who they call their friend, then they are not friends. Because the only person that can tell you the truth is someone who you consider a friend. The other people may be playing games with you and telling you what you want to hear. But it's only your friend who come and tell you that, hey, this decision that you are planning to make, that thing that you are planning to do is not a good thing. And if you are a genuine friend, you will not be angry with them. But that is the reverse. Most people end up being angry with the person that comes to tell them the truth.
We have this group of friends who, they just move. Today they meet you, they become friends with you. Even that's true me, they meet you and they want to become friends with you because, okay, hey, I didn't know another person there. And then before you know it, You take them to some other place to visit, they meet another person there, piam, that's the new friend. They abandon this other one. They are now going the other way. What is your take on people like that?
They are not having friends. They are just creating acquaintances. That's not friendship. If you know somebody who lives that sort of a life, that person should be your acquaintance, not your friend, because you should be able to decide and discern what information you give to that person, because that person is a stream.
Yeah.
It's moving. So whatever you are giving them, they are taking it to the next place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abjoa may confirm that, because I know persons like that, and I keep telling people, like, they try to make me, oh no. I said no, I don't have anything with them, but I don't if you bring that kind of person close to me, because I don't see doing for the man, I see doing for the person, and it just continue. I don't even know how we go stop. So I know if you bring that kind of person close to me, I can't get information, and they will say go end with them. Man of God, they're already for 1 hour. I don't know if we do some few more minutes. By the way, must see if any person ask any question, and thank everybody who on the watch. If you get any topic we want to address let us know. Let us know if you get any. Many don't understand the difference between friendship and acquaintance. We often mistake acquaintances for friends and vice versa. Very true. How do you? I know you don't talk. You don't answer that question, but me just talk. Repeat. Say something more on an acquaintance. How do you think is best for us to treat acquaintances?
Acquaintance is anybody that you don't release your personal information to them. That's the simplest way. And a friend is someone that you can tell them any and everything, and you know that they can keep it. Acquaintance are people you meet along the line that you may not necessarily have things in common to share. The reason why you meet is because of circumstances. But the friend, some of the times that you meet, is deliberate and conscious.
And as we talked earlier, or correct me if I'm wrong, you say friendship is built like name as until when I don't meet one day. Oh, my friend.
You cannot meet somebody today and that person is your friend.
Yeah,
it doesn't work that way. You have to build trust.
Yeah.
If I meet you today, I don't know your standards. I don't know what your beliefs are. I don't know how you keep information. So I cannot call you my friend. So the thing is, we just throw that word anyhow. It's just like in a relationship. A boy meets a girl, and after 3 days, he tells the girl that I love you. How do you love her? Love is not that, though. Love is not just going to bed with somebody. So there are many words that we use, we just throw them around, not necessarily using the gravitas of the word. So friendship, friend, intimate friend, it has a gravitas. Not everybody. And unfortunately, like Dallas, the whole Dallas, and almost everybody is a friend to a friend. But we are not friends, we are just acquaintances.
Well, and I'll do one. Something they call them friends with benefits. You know about that one?
Friends with benefit, I've heard it mostly with women and men. It's not friends with benefit. Most often, why I've heard it many a times is when a female or a male has a friend that their only relationship is sex. There is nothing tied to that friendship. So there is no feelings attached to it. Nobody is angry if the other person sleeps with another person. They are just friends just for that purpose. If it's not for that, that's where I've heard that term being used most often. Yeah,
you're right. You're actually right. I don't forget to be man of God. I want to ask you if you're okay. But man of God, this brings us to the question. Because now our next topic that I actually thought about it today, and I'm like, no, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about sin.
Okay.
Wait, what was the title of this?
We put as this. I think you say sin.
Oh Lord,
it no matter. Don't worry.
I don't even imagine. That was what we were supposed to talk about.
It's okay.
We'll talk about that next time. Yeah. Sin and crime. I really have so many questions. Did I forget? Nasako. But this was a good conversation though. Yeah, I really want to get a conversation about sin I know man will start asking my question them. But I think the next time we meet, if possible, in 2 weeks or even if get chance next week, I think I want more do them. And
Okay.
then I get one other person he don't follow the program. I don't know if he consider himself atheist or he consider himself spiritualist or something. But one of that persons the way every time they get argument them with oh the man this way they talk not correct, oh the one not correct, oh the one like he tell me say one debate you, he tell me say go like for camp yeah,
No
what
problem.
are the ask question, he go
Sure.
ask you 2 questions and all. Okay. I'll well, thank you very, very much. Man, anytime we do this segment, it's just another chance for me to learn and learn and learn. Anything they want to talk about friendship, we maybe I not bring her up.
I think pretty much we discuss a whole lot about friendship. We discuss the basic thing where people feel understand about friendship. All of it tell people that say, learn to guard your information. Know who you share information to and know what type of information you share to people. And for married people, your first assignment is to make your spouse your friend. After you have successfully have a friend who is your spouse, then both of you will learn to live happily. Yeah, because you will never have a dull moment in your life, in your house.
No. Other people the way they can say, oh my best friend, we know a woman. Not go explain. When I go explain why your best friend is now for some other my house or whatever. However, thank you very much. I see my boss Joadin Lum. He say one this shirt. Yeah, just write me inbox or take my phone number for to read the page. Write me for WhatsApp, and then we'll go from there. And thank you for wanting to get one. Any other person way you want it on to, or let me know. We'll see how we do them. It's more to read. I'll get them for today.
Yeah, I'll encourage everybody make the one way they know if come, and most people know if come for this with studio. At least make they inbox you so that they buy. They're not. You see, myself, I don't wear my own master. I'm on to read the costume this. And you say I match with my shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a promotion. That's the little way we can do to promote what our brother is doing. He's doing a good thing in the community.
Wow.
Not only asking particular people questions, but he tries to get people across the board so that we are well vested with information. So you are doing a great job, my brother.
Oh, thank you very, very much. When I man of God talk, by the way, call the car. If you not buy and go show you Pepe. Thank you very much, God.